Mage, we're pulling you in for one more game. Hello Spikelings, it's me, the only E-boy that truly brings you aspiring spike, and welcome to my Shark Typhoon. I went shopping today for croutons recently and was amazed at the number of different types available. I don't know where this is going. Garlic butter, cheese toasted, low sodium, etc. It was a great reminder of how in Magic, like in crouton shopping, it's good to have multiple options. And what better way to show off these options than Flame of Anor, 3 options, plus Snapcaster, all the options. Don't worry, play snappy. It's pretty good. Hold on, that actually reminds me, we should probably get some background music for the deck tech.
I'll kill your only blocker. Go to combat.
So, we're playing Snapcaster Mage alongside Flame of Anor. Flame of Anor, 3 mana instant. You can choose one of these 3. Draw 2, destroy an artifact, deal 5 damage. This is like an Archmage's Charm that doesn't counter spell. It's like a worse Archmage's Charm. But, if you control a wizard, you get to do 2 of those things, and then it's a better Archmage's Charm. And it's very, very good to Snapcaster specifically. I don't think that there are any other wizards worth playing than Snapcaster Mage of the Shell, so we're just going to resign ourselves to the fact that this is going to be a good amount of the time, you know, instant speed divination or shatter or 5 damage, but we're going to hopefully set up for turns where that is not the case. We're also playing Gandalf Sanction, kind of as our main win condition, a card that is probably honestly the more powerful of the two, Flame of Anor, Gandalf Sanction. This is a 3 mana sorcery that deals X damage to a creature, where X is the number of instants and sorceries in your yard, and excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller. So, the deck is just Channeler, Bauble, Snapcaster, and then I think 29 instants and sorceries to just blast your opponent for a ton. Just totally blast your opponent for a ton. It's not too much more complicated than that. One cool thing about Gandalf Sanction is that it kind of incentivizes you to not play Murktide. And there is it's unlikely that back up there. It's unlikely that Gandalf Sanction is better than Murktide, but there is a chance. Like, the card is like hard to interact with and can deal a ton of damage immediately instead of Murktide Regent being pretty easy to interact with and you know, taking a whole turn to attack for 8. It's so slow. Thank you, Esther. For Delta with the 6 months. Thank you. So I was using the Moxfield thing where you have multiple decks set. I'm not sure exactly how it works. But this should be the, yeah, this is the second deck in the configuration. Well, we have the combo, Snapcaster and Flame of Anor. So can you just scroll and see it? I don't really know how it works. I just thought we'd try it today for the first time. If that's not the case, oh, Flame of Anor Shatter mode online. Uh-oh, although they're going to turn to swing a hammer at me. So let's actually look at my top card, see if there's a lightning bolt on top. There's not, so the very, very rare Channeler after playing the Bauble. But I kind of like this line to, again, dig for that Heat, which I would have found. I guess I could have had a little bit of faith, huh? I don't know. Wake with tier 1, non-exotic Llama with the 27. Thank you as well. We do have a Shatter in our hands. Is it ever good to take 11? I don't think so. I think I'm going to chump. And then maybe I take 12 next turn and then Flame of Anor. Kill them in might after heating the Paladin this turn. Wait with the tier 1. Non-exotic Llama with the 27. Okay, that's good news, kind of. I guess it's not good news in the sense that we can't heat the Paladin anymore, but they don't have Metalcraft either. Maybe that's what they wanted, though. Yeah, that's what they wanted. Okay, got a counter. I think we're still toast, though. All right, let's go game 2. Birthday Escape at Murktide. There've been a lot of card suggestions this season for cards I've never read them before. And most of the time, I've not been very impressed by these cards that are like, I've never read this one before, but maybe this will be the exception, huh? Alright, so I think in this matchup, we can play like a slower game plan and go off of the Gandalf Sanctions, also down to cut the Spell Pierces, 4th Counterspell, maybe 3rd Counterspell. Let's get the 4th Bauble. Let's try Aragorn. Yeah, I don't think Aragorn is playable in Modern, unfortunately. Yeah, we can take off the deck list and deck tech embargo actually today too. And Jacques, if you post your link in the chat, we can take a look. Thank you for the gifted subs. Yeah, I don't think Aragorn is very good, unfortunately. It's just like these 4-mana creatures that you have to, like a 4-mana creature that doesn't play defense well. That you have to like untap with and have like lots of action for it to be impressive is just not quite up to snuff. But Aragorn is also not super far away from making the cut either. And someone actually suggested playing the card. Okay, good job, Snapcaster. DRC fodder. Someone suggested playing Aragorn with Lava Dart and Gut Shot, and you end up like turning those like pingers into like 4 damage spells, which is like doesn't sound great, but doesn't sound bad either. No Ragavan. Yeah, we're not playing Ragavan in the Shell. Mostly because like we can't play more than the amount of non-instants and sorceries we're playing for Gandalf Sanction. I think we have 29. I feel like that's like about the minimum instants and sorceries you can play when you register a Gandalf Sanction. I mentioned Working Grief. So all 3 pitch cards in Living End. Okay. Well, this may be an easy deck tech. 14. Oh my gosh. Wow. Just like the idea of playing 14 lands, and so that you can play so many, and you can play. I do think you can play 14 lands if you play enough basic land cyclers. We'll take a look at that. But the idea of doing this so that you have like the amount of pitchable cards for Grief, Fury, Force of Negation. This is actually like a very exciting dynamic to me. I think this is like potentially a big W of a deck tech here. Let's keep that. Opponent definitely has a another Paladin in their hand, although this time we are prepared. Yeah, this is like a very exciting deck tech. I mean, I'm sure you've done. I'm sure you've like sort of. It looks like you spent a lot of time with this too. So you have 12. You have 16 blue cards, 16 red cards, and 15 black cards. Seems fine. Honestly, just like well done. It's like, you know, I say this pretty often too. Like a lot of times the best deck techs, the things that like I end up like applauding the most, they end up being the ideas that just in retrospect seem the most simple. But I think this idea is not very simple. Like to go this far down on lands, to play all the cyclers. I actually like it a lot, and I'm gonna download it and play it at the Pro Tour. Thanks for the gift of subs. And the Pro Tour win. The thing about Fury and Living End is you can beat creature decks easily. I mean, I don't know if this is true. Like Fury killing Dothy, Voidwalker, and Ragavan specifically is huge, huge. It's just hold up Snapcaster / Counterspell. We can iteration next turn. One's last card is definitely a definitely a Paladin. Yeah, also can kill Teferi sometimes. Oh, I guess not that often though. But like killing Dothy Voidwalker is a huge deal. It's kind of like, it's also to some extent they're like, what problem does it solve? It's not necessarily solving a problem, but Fury is also really good in Living End, you know what I mean? It's just like a really good card to play. And like the land cyclers, you know, despite them not being that exciting, like this really is what they can do. Forge anew, baby! It's on the snack. It's on the stack. And it's getting Snapcaster Mage counterspelled. Alright, now let's just iteration into a Brotherhood end and close this out. Let's Channeler first. Flame of Anor, perhaps? Any Flame of Anors in the chat? I think I'm actually graveyarding that. I want something that impacts the board. Guess that'll do. Fortune seems absurd to call this first strike and moving it after first strike damage. People have said that a lot, and I think it's like you're not like wrong that Flame of Anor that's a cool interaction, but I don't know how many times I've seen Hammer lose when they have Cauldron online. You know what I mean? When you getting Cauldron online is the hard part. Winning with Cauldron play is not that tough. I think on the draw I'll play one Spell Pierce over one Counterspell. I played the 4-color One Ring deck, probably after 1 or 2 leagues of this. What's a mulligan to 6? This hand's not very good. Let's keep them. Is Flames better than Archmage Charm? No. I don't think so. I want to play it though. You know, I've been cooking for a little while. I want to play it. Good to have a heat here. Joe Cherries! Thank you, homie. Thank you for tier 1. And feel free to plug your new content game whenever you're ready. Now play New Living End at the PT? No, I'm locked in. Now we could just play Snapcaster Flame of Anor decks for the next month, so that because I'm locked in on that the Living End list. I might have to go down to 12 or 13 lands. Yeah, I honestly like. Yeah, were you only playing 3 of the Swamp Cyclers? Because playing 4 gets you up to 16 black cards. That could be interesting, but I don't know. The list just looked awesome. I was very impressed. I honestly very seriously like this just it's obviously we'll need to see it in action and play test blah 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 blah. But very seriously, you may have just built the built the new best tier version of Living End. And if you weren't already VIP'd, I'd VIP you. Kerbros, 42 months ago, thank you. Is it Wizards free someday? Yeah, thank you, Kerbros. This is all for you. What about press the enemy in Living End? I think that I would sideboard press the enemy if I was going to play it at all. And I don't necessarily know that I would play it at all. Yes, we're almost there. We're almost there. We can hold up Snapcaster plus Heat or Bolt, or the first half of Flame of Anor. Z-Bug 8 minutes. No, everybody forget the Living End Decklist so I can win the Pro Tour with it. You feel like 1-mana creature counterspell that counters power truth does less. Do I like the card? I do like that card. I even have a soft spot for that card because I gave the feedback that it should be toughness, power or toughness, instead of just power. And so I've got a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for that reason. Yeah, let's just go Snap Bolt. Oh, we're Snapcasting Lightning Bolt. Let's go. But I don't think that it is super main deckable, and we probably should have actually played 1 or 2 copies in our sideboard today. This would have been a good home for it. I'll keep a Fury. Play test it? Today or tomorrow, I'm actually down. Man, I can't remember the last. I don't know that I've ever. There's definitely been a few times I've played deck techs. I've definitely played deck techs a few times after really liking them, but I almost always change something, a little something. I don't know that I've ever just been so excited to just boom, deck tech into stream immediately. But it may be tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I also so I've got Pathfinder tonight, and then I have a friend. My friend is moving in today. She's staying with us for a couple months, so I don't know. I don't think I can go super long, but we may just have time. Oh, WinCon 16 months. Okay, thank you. Cast. Probably like choose one more than two modes. I guess I'll just kill both their things. Both their creatures specifically. Oh, I guess I should have played around Mana Tithe. They got Mana Tithe pretty hard yesterday. It's too late now. Artifacts, 5 damage. But you have a Fury? Sure. Construct 6/6 though. That Mana Tithe is haunting me. Oh! If Flame of Anor is bad, then why am I so excited to draw it, huh? Answer me that, doubters. As good as Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, but only if you have a Snapcaster in play. Whoa, what is... Squished Midnight, okay. So they don't have anything in the yard. Let's destroy the Hammer Jaw too. And I probably want to save the bolts for like the Inkmoth Nexus and Fury the Midnight. No! Fuck! The ETB effect. No. That's okay. We'll just brothers it in. So I haven't played against the card before, except for the last game. I'm just simply toying with my prey here. Honestly, I deserve for them to like surge here. No, never punished. PT move. I mean, honestly, like these are the mistakes that are really good to make in playtesting. You know what I mean? I honestly, I make every single mistake you make in Modern. I just have made it, and now I know not to do it. I'm not like naturally very good. I just like know not to make these mistakes because I've made them in the past. And now that was my mistake, and now I know not to do that. The Surge stopped that? Oh no, I always think Surge like does everything for 1 mana because it has so much text that's confusing on it. But also, I feel like it looks really good in this deck. You have Discord. You can DM me the picture on Twitter. That's I guess would be the best spot for it. Delighted Halfling, huh? Are you going to be delighted when I bolt? Alright, you win this round. I can't even attack. 1/2 too big. Can't play a Teferi. Uncounterableness. Just wait, Delighted Halfling. I'm gonna Snapcaster this Lightning Bolt and really get ya. Can go Snapcaster Bolt. Yeah, we'll keep the land. We'll keep the land. And hold up Spell Pierce next turn. Solitude on top. This is probably a great matchup for Gandalf Sanction. Like the games will go super long, and you just like them 10 damage with 1 card. They could have custom Counterspell tough. Halfling against white. Oh, I always forget that this fixes for colors too, for the legendary spells. Well, we don't have a heat yet. Never mind. Thank you, Murktide deck. Let's graveyard this. I think I want to be graveyarding spells aggressively for Gandalf Sanction. I've also made counter a Solitude here if my opponent plays a Solitude. If not, I'm just gonna go Snap Bolt. Don't want to hold up Counterspell against the Halfling. Probably a little bit better than the average draw with the Channeler in play. Yeah, we're using Moxfield and SoStream Decker now. They're sponsoring the stream, which is awesome. They're really nice. They're my best friends in the world. And now a little bit worse to have the Bauble on top. Solitude, 3 mystery cards. Yeah, I'm honestly kind of low on Prismatic Ending at the moment. I've been cutting it from a lot of my lists. Yeah, the Halfling did look really good there. How many instances do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4? I guess I snapcasted one. I guess they're only at 6 though. Still have that Solitude, which I could maybe have tried to like draw another burn spell for this. It does stop my Snapcaster ETB though. So I have Solitude, 2 mystery cards. Great top deck. So now that they're at 3, I would expect my opponent to flash in the Solitude end of turn, and I'll just heat it. Why am I low on Prismatic Ending? It seems especially good right now in the meta. It's bad against Rhinos and Creativity, and Living End, which is not... Living is not as important, but maybe will be more important soon, thanks to Shaka. But really, it's like Rhinos and Creativity are I would expect to be 2 out of the 3 most popular PT decks. It's also like it's fine against Murktide. It's not amazing in that matchup, and so it's like, so I'm just kind of low on it because it's like almost dead in those matchups. I mean, it's okay. Against like Creativity, you know, you do get to, oh cool. Against Creativity, you do get to get some of their permanents, but it's not very good against them. It's like best against Red and 6, which you're still getting 2 for 1. Snapcaster Bolt for the win. I guess they get Solitude, but I can heat in response. They're Living Ember. Yeah, Shaka redeemed a deck tech. It was really low on lands. It was really low on land count, but playing a lot of the land cyclers so that you could play 4 Fury, 4 Grief, 4 Force of Negation, which I thought was very creative. Yeah, Snapcaster price through the roof. Alright, we're getting the dress downs. Fury seems like weirdly okay against their build. With the Halfling. Probably don't need to go too crazy. So probably want a couple Spell Pierce against their deck too. Maybe... I think I'm gonna cut a Flame of Anor and a Bauble. Yoda with the $15 for a deck tech and post link in chat. I'm happy to take a look. How do I feel about Blood Moon? I think I want it on the play, not the draw. Especially with them having Halfling. Maybe not, especially with Halfling, but that was kind of my thinking. I could also do the thing, like the classic thing where I go like Fetch, Shock, Steam Bents, play Spirebluff Canal, and it looks like I didn't bring in Blood Moon. So this is kind of like a play for next game. Aragorn, Rockrick. Oh, my heart. This sounds so sweet. Okay, you gotta play 4 Rockricks. I thought for a second maybe you'd be playing Wish. If you listen, look at this. You are playing 4 Manamorphoses in your deck, so that just for Rockrick, but you're only playing 3 Rockricks. This is madness, and I won't stand for it. This is also like classic deck tech thing where it's like we've added a card that's like kind of suboptimal, and to do so we've cut like our one of our 4th build around card, the fourth Leyline Binding. Oh, it's because you're Eldar's Call deck. Eldar's Call is okay. To be honest, like I think Aragorn, like just play Aragorn as a 1 of Eldar's Call 2 to target. So this is gonna go -2. -2 Aragorn, cut the Wild Cantors completely, in my opinion. Also, in my opinion, like, Rockrick decks are really good Chalice of the Void decks. This is, like, the main reason I ever play this deck is because they're Chalice of the Void decks. The fact that you only have 2 in the sideboard is a crime. It's a crime, and I'm going to lock you up for it. But you should, I think, cut the Ragavans and just play 4 Chalice in the main deck if you're going to play Rockrick. And cut the Cantors. So, like, so what, down to 1 Aragorn... Spell Pierce. Flame of Anor doesn't deal damage to Planeswalkers, and that's also a crime. Gonna keep this though. Yeah, go down to 1 Aragorn, I think, but I do think it's maybe playable here as a one of no Wild Cantor, no Ragavan, 4 Chalice, 4 Rockrick, 4 Omnath, 4 Binding, and maybe one more Pitch Elemental would be what I'd do here. Anonymous Gifter to XX Green Wires. So deck 14 Land Living If last night. Okay, so probably a similar idea here. Looks really similar, but I did like the red-black cycler. Since you're but no Fury in this. But I like the Fury build. Fury build for life. This iteration, so we can get Delirium. Obviously, Flame of Anor, the Omnath is probably fine, but also kind of slow. I have a Channeler in the hand. Let's graveyard that, despite it not being a ridiculous card to keep here by any means. I think I really would just want to try to deny the whole Omnath mana situation here. Just instep this and then hope to find a heat to more efficiently answer, which we did find, which is nice. So could go heat, snap, heat, and set up for a Flame of Anor next turn. They only have 3 cards in their hand. Okay, now it seems like it's probably better to go Channeler, and then let's find a land. Our hand is pretty hungry. We have a lot of looks at a land here. Gandalf Sanction. I think I'm just gonna graveyard it. We're not quite there yet, but you know this is a card I want to draw later. And then we'll just go fetch an island, heat this, and then we have the 3/3 also to block the Shaman with Counterspell up. Another Counterspell seems okay. Is Snap the only wizard? Yeah, I don't know what other wizards. There's no other playable wizard. I think. I'm not going to play Jace Prodigy. I'm not going to play Delver. I'm not going to play Dreadhorde Arcanist. To make your Flame of Anor a little bit better. Asmo, yeah, like Asmo's the funniest suggestion, right? Because like Asmo is good, but Asmo is not 4 cards. It's like a 12-card package plus you need a discard outlet that you don't have in the deck. It's like you have to add 20 cards for it or something ridiculous like that. Okay, so take a hit from the Shaman, and then we're gonna go Snapcaster, kill the token probably, and then set up for Flame of Anor with Counterspell up. Or maybe it's better to kill the. No, let's kill the token. We can kill the Flip Fable side with Flame. Step Gandalf. I want to hold up Counterspell more than I want to deal my opponent like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Doesn't feel great to counter Rin and 6 at this point in the game, but I need to keep my Snapcaster alive. Although maybe they plus. No, they know. Okay, we're still pretty ahead, thankfully. They're top decking. We got an iteration. So let's go to main phase, Bolt, Rin. And I really would prefer to draw 2 with my Flame, but we'll, do what we have to do. I still have 3 Snapcasters in the deck, which are, at this point, the best top decks. Oh, we're also at 6. I can go 4. So if I see Snapcaster on top, I'm going to hold the Consider here. Or like, something I want to cast at instant speed. Happy one of their cards is an island. Big top deck. Ding ding ding. So let's look at our top card and think about maybe holding this iteration another turn. If I see like a Snapcaster on top, I'll just draw the Snapcaster, you know? So I have 13 instants and sorceries in my yard. Not quite lethal right now. I can get one more if I Spell Pierce. Okay, that's huge. I need them to play a creature, of course, but they have a lot of creatures in their deck. Worth cutting Counterspell for remainder other counters to make this a Gigantic deck? No. It's not. I like Benton a lot. One time Benton won a tournament with Remand over Counterspell and was like, Spike, tell me the truth of Giganta. And I'm like, well, I would never play Remand over Counterspell for Giganta. Mouse Splash, 10 months, thank you. That take Team Spins off consider? I don't think so. I thought I graveyarded it. Yeah, need Forbidden Orchard, huh? Unholy Heat, yeah, we'll be okay. We'll figure it out. I think we at this point will be able to kill them when they play a creature, and then now we have our best top deck here. Oh, the one awkward thing about Snapcaster Flame of Anor here, I guess, is that they don't have a creature, and we're definitely not killing their creature. Yeah, Benton was Reed's Pro Tour opponent. I bottomed consider. Sounds like a mistake if that is what happened. Let's just hold up the Counterspell too. I don't think I need to do anything right now. You just really don't have a creature, huh? Surprised we're not Jamie Moore One Ring. I mean, we did like 2 days in a row, and we are playing some more Ring yesterday. I needed a little bit of a break. You can kill them? How? I need a creature in play to target. Yeah, I need a creature in play to target with Sanction. Alright, happy to let that resolve. What about Brawl's Wizard? You know the answer to that question. So bolt them to 14 for sure. A little bit short if I sanction them. But I put them to like 4 and I have Snap Bolt and like all the counter magic in the world up, so this is probably fine. Also, like if they fight over this, then I can maybe kill them. Ovin's Veto, huh? Just snap it back. So pierce my own bolt, maybe. I think that the thing is like Spell Pierce may be a real card this specific turn, so I think that it's probably not worth it for just 1 extra damage, but maybe it is. So now, oh. You're kidding. Fast 31 months, thank you. Needed that wizard in play, huh? Do I ever draw 2? I don't think so.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
I think I'd like to see Hollow Storm Giants over Otawara. Yeah, maybe. Don't mind that. How many Snapcasters do I have left? I think I still have 2, thankfully. I'm just gonna cycle this now, so if I draw Snapcaster off of it, I can play it end of turn. Well, that's the last Spell Pierce. Interrupter Jones, 13 months, thank you. Is my opponent really just gonna try to like deck me out? Just like go Lango to not die to Gandalf Sanction? Be pretty funny. I think I have 1 more Sanction in the deck, and then I have 1 in the yard right now too. I'm gonna wait 1 more turn before going for something like Snap Iteration. They side out their halflings. Okay. Very happy to see this. Maybe I could have spell pierced that. Draw step here. Another Snapcaster Counterspell. Be big. This is lethal if it works. I do think my opponent has something planned for this, though. That's something. Nothing we can do about that. Let's just go ahead and pass back. Maybe I'll main phase Flame of Anor. Could draw a Channeler. How many Omnaths have they gone through? They've gone through 3 Omnaths. Yeah, Remand would be better than Counterspell here. Might be an idea to let an Endurance resolve. Yeah, maybe. They just let that one resolve. I'm out of fetchable, so I'll hold the Scalding Tarn. Minimase is very painful because of the shocks. I don't think there's another way to do that, or fix it. It's also okay for it to be painful. I think 6 cards is deck and fine because at least one of them is a Snapcaster. But it was so much permission. So I have one more Gandalf Sanction in the deck, and then one more Snapcaster or 2 more Snapcasters. I think I have 2. No, I have one more Snapcaster. So I think that there's a good chance that. Oh, I was thinking if they played their Fable, I had like a good chance to just win the game on the spot. But of course they didn't play their Fable. Not yet, at least. I don't think they have Bolt in their deck. I'm not gonna heat the Ren yet. Yeah, they don't have a good reason to play a creature. Although I still should have like one Channeler in the deck too. Maybe they have a Bolt and I've just totally thrown the game away. We haven't seen a Bolt yet this whole match. They started to pay cost and then stopped. Okay. There is Fable, 2 mystery cards. I have a play that can potentially win me the game, but this is a sorcery, y'all. So I can go Snapcaster, target Lightning Bolt. Okay, and then my plan was to bolt my own Snapcaster, then sanction a Solitude. I mean, I don't know why people are thinking my opponent's stream sniping in this spot. Like, they know I'm playing Gandalf Sanction in the deck. Like, I don't feel like this is, like, an implication of stream sniping at all. Although, yes, we do probably lose this game. We're behind on clock, too. Okay, let's go to game 3. Conceding now because I only have 11 minutes on the clock. Okay, game 3 on the play. I think that they boarded up their halflings, which kind of stinks. Is there any other magic you consider for Counterspell until I play Jigantha? No, I'm surprised at the amount of times that people have asked this today, but no, Counterspell is obviously way better. I say this too, my whole Jigantha philosophy is always that Jigantha just shows up. Oh, I forgot to bring in my Blood Moons, damn it. That's okay. I always think that Jigantha is a card that just shows up, rather than as a card that you are, like, super happy to register. If Jigantha's free, great. If not, don't play it. If you are, like, there's almost never am I going to, like, change things about my deck list so that I have the privilege of playing Jigantha. The Receiver Ragam is interesting. I mean, it's, like, much better at enabling Gandalf Sanction. I really, really want Delirium. Maybe this is bad. Maybe this is bad. I do find Delirium at least. I found the Bauble, so just rewarded anyways. I can keep a Counterspell. I think. Yeah. The graveyarding it for Gandalf Sanction is like pretty reasonable too. Have I thought about playing just one Ragavan? I would rather not think about it. If you win because it was pure luck, shut up. Try to find a land for Snap Counterspell. Could be fine to just bolt the token, keep the Counterspell. Forgot the Kappa. Sorry. Thanks for entertaining the chat, though. Do you mind Fable? Not so much, but I do want to have Snap Counterspell up next turn. It's not that hard for me to surveil into a land. Are you saying Aether Mage Channeler is a bad wizard? I've always said about Aether Mage's Channeler that the card is like not a good modern card, but you can consider playing it like specifically in a deck that's playing Collected Company and Ephemerate and Soul Herder. Like it's good when you're doing all of those things. And if you're not doing all of those things, no, it's not playable. Worried about this. So I think I let this go, and then I flash in another Snapcaster Mage. Oh, Naked Snapcaster feels so nostalgic. Wow, that's a top deck. I think we need Delirium more than we need a Flame of Anor. Let's keep this so we can cast the Sanction and the Bolts. We are still missing an artifact or creature for Delirium. Yeah, my opponent conceded. I don't think they were dead there. Yeah, they weren't dead. They were going to 1, but they did lose the Elish Norn. Do we know Deck Redemption should be up again? It should be up now. I did title the go live notification that if I don't 5-0 this league, I'm never playing Snapcaster again. But we're on our way. We are on our way. Sounds pretty good against the Grief. Surprised not to see any Shredders. It's just like, we can't play any more non-instance, non-sorceries if we want to play Gandalf Sanction. And boy, do I want to play Gandalf Sanction, let me tell you right now. I see that Sam goes infinite with Manufactor. If you're saying that's, if you're talking about how Sam goes infinite with 2 Manufactors, that's not something that's very interesting to me. Has Sanction been good? No. Not yet. Oh man, well, guess that's what we get for getting so lucky in our last iteration, huh? You don't have another land you wouldn't have graveyarded it? I didn't graveyard it, I cracked my fetch land. Right? I didn't, at no point did I surveil a land to the graveyard this game. The blue-red deck, I mean, I was definitely thinking about this. Maybe not hard enough, but I was like, I need to get a Steam Vents there. I'll graveyard for Delirium despite Chandler being good to cast. Also, of course, want to find one of my 3 islands. They made Flame of Anor. Oh, graveyard Flame of Anor because you don't have another land? Sure. I had the iteration though, so it's like I can iteration that turn and then keep the card advantage spell against the discard deck. This card's 2 lands, 3 cards in their hand. I cast a Thoughtseize. Go, Channeler, go. DRC Wizard? Nope. Rough. Alright, come on, basic island. Never mind. Basic island? I think I can draw one next turn and still win. Maybe. Not very likely, but enough of a chance to not concede. Okay, game 2. Main deck Blood Moon in this game? Yeah, that's pretty common. Not going to sideboard very heavily here. I think I'm going to play like 2 Hearse over 2 Sanctions. They really do a similar thing. Maybe on the draw I don't want 2 Hearses, but on the play you're a little bit more likely to stop them from scamming with it. Does anyone know? Yeah, you can go to twitch.tv/youngdingo. YUNGDINGO. Be a good scam content place. Isn't Sanction good? I'm a little bit worried about drawing it early, and I'm a little bit worried about a game where I have a hard time resolving. Like, they have a lot of graveyard hate as scam, you know? Isn't Fury good? We could maybe bring in Fury. Does not feel like it'd be mandatory to do so. Well, I'm glad I cut my Gandalf Sanctions. Leyline of the Void is so annoying to beat. And we maybe are just not going to beat it, I don't know. Was Mutavault a consideration as a wizard? No. This is a deck that's playing Expressive Iteration and Counterspell. That's like, I don't think you almost ever want to play Mutavault alongside those cards. Maybe, I don't know, maybe, I guess Merfolk gets away with it. I thought about playing the Flame in a Merfolk shell. Could still, maybe. Wood Hall? Yeah, I think so. Magic Aids, Flame Merfolk? How did that go? Is there a changing that's good enough? Nope, there's not. It's okay, like, there's just, like, not... to me, there's not another wizard I would rather play in this deck. The closest would probably be Spellstutter Sprite, and as much as I wish, like, you know... And, like, maybe there's some metagames where Spellstutter Sprite is good enough, like, if Living End is just so popular. Living End and Rhinos, but... And, like, Murktide, maybe, but it's just not the world we're living in. Yeah, if you name a wizard, 2-mana Jason and Blue Obstructionist, these are wizards that I don't think are good enough. Any wizard that you name is on the list of wizards that I don't think are good enough. Let's go Snapcaster Crew Hearse, block Ragavan, exile. I don't think Dark Confidant's a wizard, right? I thought it was a advisor. Working for it, huh? Human wizard? I thought it was an advisor, like Ledger Shredder, but I do believe y'all. Alright, 1/1, Surreal 1, cast instant or sorcery, not too bad. Demi-Lich, boy do I love Demi-Lich. Obviously a very different deck though. Thank you, Spell Pierce. Dude, Leyline sucks against us. Let's go! Let's go. Alright, let's get the Gandalf Sanction out of here against the Leyline deck. Could play third Spell Pierce on the draw, maybe? Seeing that they are on Fable. A lot of times they play Fable post board. This is maybe just fine, though. 2 Spell Pierce is a pretty good number. Is a Murktide better in most situations where Gandalf Sanction would be good? Yep. Yes. I'm just testing a new card, you know what I mean? See if it exceeds expectations. Okay, they have the Leyline again. but we're on the draw this time. Might be worth adding some Murktides. Well, you could play Murktide over Gandalf Sanction and play Blue-Red Murktide, a deck that has been around for a long time. You can do that. That's fine. But I'm playing this to test the new cards, but you should not play Gandalf Sanction and Murktide in the same deck. This is something that you shouldn't do, in my opinion. To try a more aggro build with Electrostatic Infantry. Anytime you try to build a more aggro build Flame of Anor deck, you're just a worse prowess deck. Instead of being a worse Murktide deck, and I'd rather be a worse Murktide deck than a worse prowess deck. But we're going to 5-0. That being said, we're going to be 5-0. 5-0, Leyline plays game 3. Did you see that we beat the Leyline last game? We haven't lost to a Leyline yet. And I think we do need to iteration this turn. Oh, I could have handed the Otawara. I guess I still can. Nah, it's just a little too late, I think. Snapcaster Mage just as a 2-mana 2/1 plus counterspells, the most pure Magic the Gathering you can play. I think I will counter this. This is the art they knew about, I think. I'm actually not 100% sure. Damn it. Should have double checked. They might not notice though. Down to 11. Let's go. Do you think non-cottage Espergorios could run Gemstone Caverns? It's really awkward because it doesn't cast Tainted Indulgence or Mending if you like just draw it, you know, you're on the play. Opponent not respecting Blood Moon at all. Is it common to not bring in a scam? Of course not. Scam main decks Blood Moon. You're not going to bring it in against them. So let's not attack into the tokens. How many bolts do I have left? Only one. They have 3 cards in their hand. I was going to maybe evoke the Fury, but I think Hardcast Fury is pretty valuable. Spell Pierce is pretty dead. It's kind of awkward to like maybe leave my bolts exposed to a not going to counter that. Maybe leave my bolts exposed to a Grief, although I can probably counter a Grief. I doubt they evoke it at this point in the game. Seems fun to main phase this. If I end up with a Spirebluff Canal, which I'm going to graveyard it, but like if I was going to graveyard a card and then draw Spirebluff Canal, I would have been really happy to have main phase to consider so I could cast a Fury. And there's really not much reason to not. The more wizards you put in your deck, the worse Sanction is. Yeah, exactly. Second Spell Pierce might do something this game now that we have 2. Go down to 10. Which is, 1 Fury attack plus 2 bolts. Rona's a wizard? Rona's not that bad. Cast a Thoughtseize! Draw a Thoughtseize! Draw a Thoughtseize, please! Draw a Thoughtseize! You got... it's just so awkward. I'm gonna counter it, though. Their hand is just gonna be so bad. Or fetch? Yeah, or fetch. But it's like, they're like almost definitely casting the Thoughtseize if they draw it. How could they play around 3 bolts? Although I probably need to go like triple bolt plus Fury. And they might be sandbagging a Fury too. We can wait. You should bolt them once. No, there's no chance. Like, there's like a chance they hold the Thoughtseize if they draw it. Okay, so now I'm definitely casting Fury next turn. Which means that now I do have to use the bolts. Kiru, the 2 months, thank you. Which stinks because I don't have any more direct burn in the deck. So I have to find a way to get in with some damage. Which will be very difficult. But I also may have an undying effect for the Voidwalker, but at least the Voidwalker doesn't like get any cards. Oh, it was fine to cast this. Finding Counterspell could be nice. So taking a hit. I don't understand the process of triple boating here. Why? If I thought I was going to cast the Fury there. I thought I was going to cast Fury, and so if I am casting Fury, I don't want to expose my bolts to any discard. There was my thinking, which was maybe a flawed thought process. I guess I do probably need to heat the Voidwalker. There's a good chance it just like trades for an Undying Spell here. Do you not hold one bolt? I guess you could. Cool, this is kind of the best outcome. Although, I guess now the Voidwalker with 3 toughness is a bit awkward. I knew that they drew the Swamp this turn. Let's see what we draw, of course. A Counterspell. Yeah, so being able to go Fury with Counterspell up would be awesome. Although I might Flame of Anor the Voidwalker. We'll see. Hand, bottom, exile. Play this. You have one more island, right? Don't see it in the graveyard. All the cards are exiled with Leyline of the Void. How it actually works is, with both replacement effects, you should be able to. Judges, correct me if I'm wrong about this. You should be able to choose whatever replacement effect you want to exile your cards. So I think in paper you can choose for Voidwalker to exile your cards over Magic Online, but there is no strategic advantage to do it. So on Magic Online, it just has Rest in Peace or Leyline exile the cards for you. Don't they get to choose? No, the player whose card it is gets to choose what it's exiled by. So paper only play or whatever, but. That goes, so we can go Fury, kill a token, kill a Fury with Counterspell up. They only have one card in their hand. We can Flame of Anor, kill the Voidwalker later. Potentially. If their last card is another Undying effect, then we can go Pierce. Would a couple Fable be good in this build over 1/6 should 1 Anor? Whenever you see me playing a deck with new cards for the first time, and your immediate suggestion is, Spike, would a build of this be good? Cutting the new cards. I'm trying to test the new cards. I'm not trying to build the perfect 75 right now. You know what I mean? So it's just not that relevant of a question in my opinion. They got 2 cards. Let's go! We beat Leyline of the Void twice because my opponent got really flooded twice. 3-0. Let's go. And we're 3/5 of the way there. 3/5 of the way there. Stomping Ground. Valakut. Keep a Channeler. Needed some pressure. What did I play? Orlora. Orlora was my EDH commander. I was legitimately a control deck with no, very intentionally no infinite combos. But I would play. My goal is to just get Omniscience in play. Omniscience, Wrath the board. Draw millions cards, and then play Archangel of Thune as my win condition. Play Archangel of Thune as my win condition, and just counter anything my opponent could do after that point. You could get Omniscience to play just by casting it, obviously with Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, all that stuff. But I would usually try to tutor for Academy Rector, and then Academy Rector Omniscience into play. Which, to me, Academy Rector into Omniscience was always the most busted thing I thought you could do in EDH. I don't know if it still is, but I would imagine it's probably pretty good. The Stomping Ground implies Shift. I mean, a Grazer into Valakut implies Escape Shift. They maybe could have attacked and bluffed a Ren and 6 there, I'm not sure. They don't have another land, which is awesome. That's true. Flame only dealing 5 in this matchup is tough. Thankfully, we got the Heat, too. I'm probably bolting the Grazer. That was not a card I expected to see. Rector independent to Hulk in a billion ways. Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm saying all this stuff out loud, like, I think my deck would, you know... I don't know, this was also, like, 7 years ago or something. I imagine the CEDH landscape looks pretty different these days. You're looking for a counterspell or untapped red source. So I think I'm going to graveyard that. Graveyard that. Rough. Also rough. I guess with the fetch land in play, I'm actually just supposed to main phase, or like, before they can play a land, Flame of Anor their Dryad. See, it's just like Thorkel now, yeah. It was a really different time. Like, to me, I really liked EDH during that time, and, It also like I have a Magda EDH deck that I like and that I think is cool. Well, they're playing Reprieve and Escape to the Wilds. There's another Path to Exile, so they can go Scapeshift with Reprieve up next turn, which is I don't think beatable. I have to like iteration into like maybe Spell Pierce Counterspell, but I don't even think that does it. Oh, sorry, it obviously doesn't do it. Because I can't get both. But I can find Bauble to put Spell Pierce in hand and find Bauble. Yeah. Shouldn't have wished for that, I guess. Magda Dragon's Approach. I have a friend who has a Dragon's Approach deck. Oh wait, I can Spell Pierce this. I don't have another basic. Reprieve in Scapeshift is pretty juicy. I think the EDH is already toxic depending on who you play with. They put a C in front of it. I don't know. I think people kind of... Magic is as toxic as you want it to be. You know, if you're gonna be, you know, on the subreddits and you're at your FNMs being toxic, it's, you know, around toxic players. It's pretty bad, but it just depends on who you're playing with and what your own attitude is. I mean, I'll make them show me the mountains, I guess, but probably wasting their time. Yeah, opponent's build looks pretty cool. I don't know if I love all these main deck Path to Exiles, but pathing your own Arboreal Grazers like didn't seem that bad. Should be super dead. Okay, M2, not a matchup that's probably terrible. We got some Blood Moons on the sideboard. Bring in the Force of Negation, the Spell Pierces. Gonna cut all the Lightning Bolts. And then we can play like one Gandalf Sanction. I don't think I want more than one. Although maybe... I mean, the Bolts seem really bad. Maybe we'll play 2. Just like blast them when they have a Grazer in play in the late game. Seems okay. Seems better than anything else at least. Play a Fury for Dryad. Weird to have Path when Dryad plus Binding a sweet combo. Yeah, maybe. I could see playing Binding in the Scapeshift deck. You just need like 2 red-based triumphs that make domains. So you have like Jeskai plus Grixis. No, Jeskai plus T. No, red, black, green. Red, black, green, John. Or no, it needs to be red, green, no, red, green, black. Jeskai. No, that works. Yeah, Grixis plus John. Yeah, or Naya plus Grixis. Yeah, it works too, right? Just you want one that's got green white dual land, or red white dual land. Oh yeah, but the Naya one might be better because green is really relevant. Basic planes, huh? So I'll land on top. I think I don't cast the Consider. Hopefully 2 Baubles and a Consider could find me my second land. Damn. Come on, Snapcaster. You let me down, kid. Bad way to go. One more chance, maybe. Clinging on to the fading embers of hope. Okay, so if my opponent doesn't play anything, I want to Spell Pierce. I can run out Snapcaster and then double mode Flame of Anor to kill Endurance Gel 2 at some point. Oh boy. Land? I Gel 2. I'm gonna kill the Dryad. We do have the Force of Negation up. Obviously if they cast Primeval Titan, we're boned, but we need something to go right this game. Another Flame of Anor is pretty sweet too. On a 12. Second Dryad. 4 cards in hand. Temple Garden. Pass. I missed on my lands again. I think I'm just gonna make the same play. Please find a land. Thank you, Snapcaster Mage. Discard the second iteration of this game. We drew all 4. Usually drawing 4 iterations is good. I'm just gonna get an island and cast the Consider. Can't bottom Counterspell, no way. The 4th Flame of Anor. By iteration looking for a land. I think I just pass. Discard a Spell Pierce. 18 might be a few too. We're playing 19. I'm pretty sure. I thought I was playing 19. $4.20 pizza go out the 2 months. Thank you. This has been nuts. Kill a 3-mana creature, draw 2. Kill a 3-mana creature, draw 2. Kill a 3-mana creature, draw 2. I think my opponent has a path. Pretty close to just dead to Valakut. They have like almost no mountains. They got one more mountain here. Now we're closer to dead to Valakut. You from the future? Didn't draw another land. It's okay. Wait. That is the 5th time I've drawn an Expressive Iteration this game because we got Endurance. That is the 5th Expressive Iteration drawn this game. Maybe better discard a Pierce than the iteration though. Can't see us really wanting to cast all of these. I have 7 instants for sorceries in my graveyard. Yeah, let's just go to discard, make it 1 more. Then we can Flame of Anor end of turn if my opponent doesn't play into my counter magic. I just want to hold up a counterspell though. They might have another path, so like that could blow out the Sanction. Oh right. I know it's a sorcery. I'm just talking about next turn. Although if I'm killing this, then I guess the Sanction plan's kind of offline. That's okay for it to be offline, I guess. But I don't know what this is. Cosmic Rebirth on Dryad. I'm not gonna force this. I guess I'm hoping to find a land in my like top 4 cards, which I kind of feel like I'm due for, or whatever. So now we get to go Sanction. We have Sanction for 9 damage plus 3. So we have to find. We put any spell on the yard off the Channeler or a creature or a Bauble. We win. So anything besides a land on top is a kill, assuming they don't like path their own Dryad. But there's a land on top, of course. The lands are on top because they were not they were not earlier in the deck. Here come the lands. Volcanic Armada 9 months. I did 3 subs the other day. You said you're done doing deck text. Can I get it today? You can, yeah. You can. I don't remember, but I believe you. Oh, I totally miscounted. Oh, sorry. I forgot about the Dryad soaking up 4 of the damage. Never mind. Portugal Vacation, could it miss Spike playing Snappy? Hell yeah. Yeah, Spirebluff Canal is never late, nor is it early. Arrives exactly when it means to, huh? Cosmic Rebirth in their deck is pretty cool too. This doesn't really do anything. If they kill either of my creatures, I still have lethal. They ping me, try to bolt me, I've got the counter magic. They do ping me. I guess I'm dead to Valakut. Well, we did get Enduranced earlier. Yeah, I guess I should have countered that because I was dead to Valakut. I cannot believe we won the game. We missed our second land drop twice. Yeah, Flame of Anor, that was the best it's been looking by a lot. Oria's Earthsworn is a card that I think is really cool and I like, but I would not play it. Also, like, I think the main reason to be a non-scam version of Rakdos is to play Obosh, and you're not doing that here. It's like... I don't know. It's like, I don't think Croaks is very good. I don't think Croaks is very good. I kind of like Fable plus Bowmasters, though. You could play no more than one Croaksa. I would not play Aria's Oathsworn, and then I would just max out on Furies, I guess. I don't know what matchup Shieldred is for. Okay, this is actually a good hand. Shieldred doesn't seem very particularly playable to me. I like the Turok over here, though. I don't think you need the Magus, to be honest, in this kind of deck. I don't think you need 5 moon effects almost ever. Maybe very, very rarely, but I can't tell you though, like, when I've seen, like, or when I felt like you need 5 moon effects. Oh, you also need to play, like, I think Path of Peril over Explosives, like 3 Path of Perils for the Sanctifier decks at least. I guess kind of awkward with your Bowmaster build, but you can go down on 2 drops post board against Hammer. You also need to play at least like 7 fetch lands, ideally 8 black fetches if you're going to be playing main deck Blood Moons. So that's like moving away from the Den of the Bugbears to facilitate that. Just kind of some loose thoughts. Like these Rakdos decks, it's like so hard because all the card choices are kind of marginal, to be honest. Dread on 3 every game? It was Dread on 2 this game. They don't have another land, though. I bet they have a Path to Exile. It's gonna be okay. No Path? Oh my, they're, no. Oh, I thought they're gonna boil me. I was... I could see the boil on the stack. I could see it. Maybe it's good to keep Otawara up. I think I want to be able to snap Flame of Anor though. But this tapped is fine, I think. Kills 1 island. Yeah, I know, but I just saw it on the stack. You know what I mean? But it wouldn't have actually. No, boil would have been so bad because they would have had the Dryad in play too. I could just see it though. I just had like flashback. We could have an Endurance here, which is bad. It's like especially bad because we have to counter the Endurance, so we just have nothing going on. But I do think I need to use my mana. You know what? Let's actually Otawara. Let's Otawara this turn, so that next turn, my opponent will just replay the Dryad and then they can't Endurance me, or they won't Endurance me, rather. Maybe they Endurance right now, but I think that's still even a better outcome. Not that it's a good outcome, though. This was the best case scenario by a lot. Oh, that's worse. That is a little worse. So maybe I need to counter. I have like Snap Counterspell up, and like with Valakut in play, and now 1 more land, 2 fetch lands. I think I actually have to counter the Dryad or try to. I mean, I take 6 if they drew a land. It's close. It's kind of risky. I'm gonna let it resolve. Looks like they didn't draw a land. What it means, so I can go snap Flame of Anor, kill it, draw 2. Yeah, so you only get the 2 modes if you have 2 wizards as you cast it. They play Reprieve. I don't know. I'm just trying to high roll a little bit. A path. Them having like 2 good pieces of interaction there sucks so much. Snapiner. Yeah, I don't think we can tap out that hard. The stack has been so smushed today. I'm so stressed. They don't have a ton of mountains at the moment, it's kind of nice. They do have 3 spells in their hand. Holy shit. Shout out to the chatter who said, Blood Moon or bust? I have chosen the Blood Moon route. No, Flame doesn't target Planeswalkers, unfortunately. Oh boy, I'm so stressed right now. Endurance pitch scape shift. I guess I could have responded with a Flame of Anor. I think I'd rather just have it another one. This one be in the graveyard for sure, though. I think we have to heat the Grazer. Sadly, no Delirium. Just got Endurance. Just can't let the Rin ultimate. Need Flame to be online. I think I forced that. Forced almost anything. What a top deck. Huge. No cards to 3 cards in the blink of an eye. Guess I'll try to find another channeler too. Ooh. They got 4 cards, they just drew Valakut, just played a Valakut, 3 cards in hand. Think okay, I did graveyard that other Counterspell. Weird. Weird game, weird deck, I guess. Rin is pretty far away from ultimating, though. I think we're now pretty comfortably ahead, but could still lose, of course. Never mind. No longer can lose. Although, do I snap Bolt the Rin? I guess I... Oh, I don't have a Bolt. Do I have Delirium? I have a creature, I have an instant, I have an artifact, I have a lands. It sounds like Delirium to me. Oh no, I thought I had the upkeep stuff. I guess I can still snap heat though. Snap Expressive Iteration. Then we don't have Counterspell up, which is probably a mistake. Oh, and we have sorcery. Go, Snapcaster, go! You can do it! Come on, Snapcaster, you can do it. Put your back into it. Tell us why, show us how. Look at where we came from, look at us now. Channeler and Murktide. Wait, I guess I don't know how I can rhyme that with fuck it or suck it, but there's maybe a Remy parody there. You can still lose to Besage you? Yeah. We're not out of this yet. In fact, it's maybe good to just draw 2. So that we can find our second Blood Moon main phase. Not really any downside in waiting either. Yo, I think we're playing for the 5-0. They're cycling a Veil of Summer. Let's go. Let's get a trophy. I've never wanted the Trophy League more in my entire life. Slow bro with the 36. Happy 3 years.
You can enter the battlefield as Snappy. Look at that smile on your face. He's Snappy. You cast a Snappy target, commit. They use a noose to go exile it. Don't worry. Too snappy. My automobile was.
If you're not subscribed to MTG Remy, you really should. He's a gem. He's an absolute gem. His new one was pretty good too. Came out yesterday. So they had a bolt on top. They're choosing to use Prismatic Ending instead, which makes sense. Looks like we're up against Creativity, which is usually an okay matchup for these like really counterspell heavy matchups. Counterspell heavy decks. Graveyard that. We just gotta tap Steam Vents here. Three Divinations in our hand. Definitely a lot worse than Archmage's Charm in this matchup, but Instant Speed Divination can still play a role. Flame of Anor. Not looking so good in this matchup. Yep. A good analysis. I think we'll counter that. Oh my gosh. Of all the games to like have Magic Online lag me through a turn. So frustrating. Now I can't like try to draw Spell Pierce off the flame. I don't think they have a Spell Pierce because they didn't play their land first. I'm gonna go and draw 2, I think. Killing the token may be fine too. We have a lot of answers to it, including just like playing a channeler. Okay, so all in all, not that punished since we didn't have a land to play this turn. Although we do lose 2 extra life. What happened? Sometimes Magic Online lags and it just skips your turn. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen often enough that it's really obnoxious. Discard an Archon of Cruelty and a Stomping Ground. 1 down to 16. Snapcaster Consider. Yeah, you can play around it if you're playing really slowly and clicking carefully, but I always try to play fast for the tempo of the stream. It's okay, it's not that big a deal. That didn't really impact this specific game that much, which is all I care about is this specific game. Graveyard. 4 instants and sorceries in my yard for Gandalf's Sanction. Let's fire off an Expressive Iteration here. Definitely looking for some counter magic, and definitely found some counter magic. You know, opponent's deck definitely deals a lot of damage to themselves. Could certainly see just Sanction one-shotting them. They also missed their land drop last turn, which is a really big deal. The Dark Fires will not avail you. Let's fucking go. 3 Sanctions isn't too much. I don't know why I always need to say this, but like I'm literally just testing the new cards, so I play more of them than I think you'll usually need to in decks like this. Which I always feel like should be kind of obvious, but whatever. Maybe not. 2 Channelers pretty sick here. We can certainly try to fill the yard with instants and sorceries this turn. Let that resolve. Feels good to consider in response. If I find a Spell Pierce, I'll Spell Pierce this. If I don't, it's kind of nice to maybe get an extra yard in the card in the yard for the Gandalf Sanction. Yeah, that's a good keep. I think good enough to keep at least. I can go Snapcaster Bolt end of turn, which does take a. If I bolt them, does take a instant sorcery out of the yard, I guess. I'm gonna have seven cards in the yard. So maybe I'll just kill the Reflection potentially. If I do cast the Snapcaster, which obviously I'm incentivized to cast the Snapcaster before the Flame. Yeah, let's go ahead and target the Heat. Not in a hurry the game. Yeah, I think so. I am at 10 life though, and like the fact that they could have like another lightning bolt makes, and I also that I have tons of cards in my hand makes me just want to target this instead of casting Consider. Although I think I could have won this turn if I had bolted them. Let's just hold up Counterspell, Flame of Anor, and Lightning Bolt. Killing the dwarf token would be a little awkward, but would be fine. Yeah, I think that this is fine. I know that we lose our target for Gandalf Sanction, but the creativity deck like struggles a lot against decks like ours when we just remove all of their tokens like kind of freely like that. Walk 23 months. They also like tap out for a Fable and just die, and we're also not killing them with the Gandalf Sanction just yet. I think I have to let this resolve since I only have the one. Oh, no. We have a lot to use our mana on. Let's cast the Counterspell. And because they don't have a token in play, it's hard for them to like even play through just the bolt. And there's another Counterspell too. And am I ever just main phase drawing two? I feel like it's so hard to get punished. Oh, that's a Gandalf Sanction, not a Beacon Bolt, or not a Flame of Anor. Sorry, I'll just pass back then. So I bet my opponent will end of turn get a Mind Token, and we can maybe try to Sanction for the win. We definitely not in a rush. It's not a Beacon Bolt. I mean, Sanction is a lot better than Beacon Bolt, but two cards are a little similar, huh? It's good that they're using the Bolt here, so if they, okay, good. Oh no, they didn't get a mine? No! You get black mana for Persist, I guess. I have to counter this. Can pay for Spell Pierce. Do I play around Spell Pierce on the Consider? I think yes, actually. Just be very patient here. If I find Channeler, I'll be happy I kept this on top. Pierce, I think I'm gonna Graveyard. I think it's certainly close. We haven't played the Omnath Ring deck. This has been our first league of the day. Pierce is good here. It's okay. We have like much better top decks, and like if we continue to play this staring game like we are right now, there's a good chance that the Spell Pierce becomes kind of dead. My opponent has seen Gandalf Sanction, I guess. I'm starting to think Gandalf Sanction sucks. Who could have guessed, huh? Who could have guessed? They got two cards in their hand. I would love. What's funny here is if they cast an Archon, we're really happy because we just get to kill them. 7 cards in our hand. Not running reach? No, you probably should. Again, I'm just like mostly trying to play a high density of the new cards. Okay, there's a mine. Do we let creativity X equals 1 resolve? Don't have to. This only puts them to 1, but we have 2 bolts, so if this resolves, we win. Cool. Could have been even like a lot more damage if we wanted it to be. I think I'll play 1 Sanction. I need to not do the thing where I like slide the cards out and then don't actually sideboard. Let's see. We have 4 answers to Ren on the draw plus the Heats. Probably don't need to play the Fury. One Hearse. Oh, sorry. I want the Ratchet Bombs. Forgot about we have these. So maybe I'm just actually not playing any sanctions post board. That seems fine. It could be kind of hard to win without the first sanction though. So let's just play one bomb. Probably should have one less if we're only bringing one in this matchup. By boarding out sanction kind of win con. I mean, I think you want no more than 2. I think the 3 seems like a lot there, but you can win with channelers and snap bolts and stuff. Yeah, split on bombs for needle. Seems hard to win with something like blue-white control that beats us with planeswalkers and manland. Blue-white's probably a bad matchup, but I don't know. This deck is not great. You know what I mean? This deck's got some problems, and you can embrace those problems, or you can don't worry and play snappy. I know what I'd rather do. I think I shuffle that away. I want to try to turn 3 Blood Moon. Could be okay to keep that. I think I just really, really want to land. I know I put a land back, which feels a little bit awkward. But I think on the mullet, I think it was the right card to put back on the draw. Man, they're not playing around Blood Moon. Not that, I guess they have a hard time playing around it, huh? Don't think that I am just running out the Snapcaster here. I'll do it next turn if I miss my land, though, probably. Probably dying, but we'll play it anyways. Yeah, sometimes they play at planes. I don't know, these triumphs, the original triumphs I think look so good. These triumphs I think look so bad. Just like the guild symbol or whatever zoomed in. I think it looks terrible. I'm not a fan. They just tapped out for it. Can I find a 3rd land and just win? If I find any land, I win. Fuck. Didn't just pay? Come on, please! This is like 7 looks at a land! Oh, they have another 1-minute piece of interaction, too. Also, how did they jam the creativity when they had Pierce Veil of Summer? At least one of those. Let's go! Oh wait, again, they can still cast the creativity. We have the heat. So it's fine. Although the fact that they can do it instant speed is kind of awkward. Let's just draw 2. Then okay, they're like actually really clearly F6, aren't they? Yeah, if they weren't so like obviously F6, I'm not killing the token there. The token's more important to kill Teferi so they can't creativity without I guess I have the force. It's okay. Now I go Channeler, Snap Heat Teferi. Force of Negation up for like a Fable. Yeah, I think Heat the Teferi is a bit better there. I agree. After thinking about it a little bit more than I should have thought about it earlier. Yo, they don't have anything, and they're not drawing anything. they don't have anything, and they're not drawing anything. They don't have anything, and they're not drawing anything. Yeah. My go live notification today was, if I don't 5-0 a Snapcaster, I'll never play it again. That was the go live notification. Snapcaster's last chance. Snapcaster survives. Snapcaster survives. That's so funny. Oh man. Alright, now we get to 5-0 and retire the deck for likely a long time. Likely a long time. Not today.